Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Hello, hello. 大丈夫かな？ OK。これなのかな。こうしてこうしてOkay. Now let's get started. First, let's do review time. Okay. Reliance. Reliance means trust. Reliance. Trust or depending on. You can say you put too much reliance on him. It means you believe him too much. The state of depending on or trusting in something or someone. You place too much reliance on her ideas and expertise. Good. Cross-disciplinary. Cross-disciplinary means if something is cross-disciplinary, it means it contains multiple disciplines. I think I understand, but it's hard to explain. Like this project is cross-disciplinary. For example, cross-disciplinary project might involve experts from fields like biology, engineering, and computer science working together to solve complex problems that requires insights from each discipline. Good. Critical. Critical means important. Of the greatest importance that carries urgency or indispensability. Breakfast is very critical for my brain to function. Scarce. Scarce means rare. It's something that hard to get it. Like you can say how to say this material is scarce in this area. Rare, scarce may carry a stronger implication of scarcity or insufficient supply, whereas rare is more a general term for describing the uncommonness of something. There's no example sentence. Burgeoning. Burgeoning means developing quickly. So you can say that country is burgeoning. Or developing quickly. The key to sports brand saying competitive is taking advantage of the burgeoning esports industry. A burgeoning tourist industry lifted the state's economy. Economical. Economical means economical. Not using a lot of fuel, money. I like buy in bulk because it's more economical in the long run and I save money. Good. Endeavor. Endeavor means try, but more formal. An effort or attempt to do something more formal than try and attempt. I'll endeavor to get back to you by tomorrow morning. Beyond description. beyond description means something that you cannot describe. Like unbelievable would be the synonym for this word. Seeing, I don't know, to be something that you cannot describe accurately because of its great size, quality, or level. The feeling you have when you first see your baby is just beyond the description. Provided. Provided is what? Provided. Forgot. Conditions. You can go to the party provided that you finish your homework. You can go to the party provided that you finish your homework. もうちょっと例文欲しいな。Where is it? Provided. Not this one. Provided. Well, I'll do it later. Okay. Again. Okay, let's finish the review time for now. Okay. Let's move on to this chapter. Chapter 20. Oh, なんか新しいのできてる。Chapter 20 is about international law. Okay. Let's do it. International law mainly dictates the legal responsibilities of states in their conduct with each other and the treatment of people within their boundaries. Period. International law mainly dictates the legal responsibilities of states in their conduct with each other and the treatment of people within their boundaries. ちょいむず。International はわかるね。International law. Dictate. I know the word dictation, but dictate. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Dictate. To give orders or tell someone exactly what they must do with total authority. To give orders or tell someone exactly what they must do with total authority. To influence something or make it necessary. 開けた。 It's great that check-in process for international flights. あ、間違えた。これじゃない。Sorry. What I have for dinner is usually dictated by what's in my fridge already. What I have for dinner is usually dictated by what's in my fridge already. Dictate. We disagree with the federal government dictating what children are taught in schools. The rules that dictate that only running shoes must be worn on the track. Give me some casual examples of using the word dictate. My busy schedule dictates that I wake up early every morning. The weather conditions dictated that we postpone our outdoor event. Our parents' strict rule often dictates her decisions. The budget constraints dictated our choice of vacation destination. The urgent situation dictated that we are quickly to resolve the issue. The company's policy dictates that employees must wear formal attire to work. Time constraints dictated that we finish the project ahead of schedule. Health concerns dictated that he adapt a more active lifestyle. The needs of the community will dictate our properties for the upcoming year. Market demand will dictate the pricing strategy for our new product. これかな。What's the synonym for the word? Dictate. Command, determine, influence. Govern, direct, mandate. Mandate. Prescribe, ordain, regulate, control. Dictate. むずいね。Legal responsibilities. Wait, dictator. これも一応書いとこう。Dictator. A leader who has complete power in a country and has not been elected by the people. Like Hitler. Oh, no. Okay. State. Conduct. To organize and perform a particular activity. It's a verb and noun. What's the noun? Behavior. Conduct. Behavior. I wonder why our conduct at work has been so unprofessional lately. The club has a strict code of conduct. In this sentence, conduct is a noun. Their conduct. With each other and the treatment. Conductor. Conduct. Conduct. Treatment はわかるね。Boundaries もわかる。So I should be able to understand this sentence. International law mainly dictates the legal responsibilities of states in their conduct with each other and the treatment of people within their boundaries. 国際法は主に国家間の行為や国境内の人々の待遇に対する国家の法的措置を定めたものである。International law mainly dictates. Dictates が分かりづらいんだよな。What's the interchangeable words? Intentionable. I didn't say that. Command. Determine. International law mainly determined the legal responsibility of states in their conduct with each other and the treatment of people within their boundaries. Responsibility of states in their conduct. 国家間 conduct with each other か。むずっ。州の法的責任。州の法的責任。国家間の行為。国家間の行為や国境内の人の待遇に対する州内の法的責任を定めたものが国際法。International law mainly dictates the legal responsibility of states. States は国家か。In their conduct with each other and the treatment of people within their boundaries. Okay, I think I understand. One of the long-standing problems in international law is the notion of state sovereignty, which is, simply put, the idea that all states are equal, and one nation cannot dictate the actions of other. There is a word I've never seen and even don't know how to pronounce. One of the long-standing problems in international law is the notion of state. これがわかんなかった。Sovereignty, which is, simply put, the idea that all states are equal and one nation cannot dictate the actions of another. How do you pronounce this?
Sovereignty.
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 Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Okay. One of the long-standing problems in international law is the notion. I'm using Notion. What exactly mean? A brief of a belief or idea. I think the notion that everything will be great after you get promoted is a bit unrealistic. What's the difference between notion and concept? Nuanced difference. Notion. It refers to a general understanding or idea, often based on intuition or perception rather than precise definition or analysis. Notions can be vague and incomplete and may not have well-defined structure. Concept. It typically refers to a more formal or structured idea that has been clearly defined and understood within a specific context. Concepts are often used in academic or technical discussions and may have precise definitions and characteristics. In summary, a notion is often more informal and intuitive, while the concept is more formal and rigorously defined. Are these interchangeable to others? Interchangeable. While notion and concept share some similarities and can sometimes be used interchangeably in casual conversation, they are not always interchangeable, especially in more formal or technical contexts. It's important to consider the specific context in which you are using these words and whether one better captures the intended meaning than the other. Okay. Notion is often more informal and intuitive. Intuitive. 感的? Okay. Then concept. The show's director rejected the notion that seeing violence on television has its harmful effect on children. I have only a vague notion of what she does for a living. アイディアとは違うのかな? What's the difference between notion and idea? An idea is specific thought or concept formed by mental activity. It's often more developed and concrete than a notion. Notion is vague. Notion tends to be more abstract and less defined, while idea is more specific and often involves a clear plan or intention. Give me some examples. Notion. She had a notion that traveling alone would be too daunting. His notion of success differed from that of his peers. The notion of time travel has fascinated people for centuries. Idea. Let me run this idea by you and see what you think. She had an idea for a new product that could revolutionize the industry. We brainstormed ideas for the upcoming project during the meeting. Okay.こっちの方が合ってるかな。Okay. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. あ、言える。Okay. What is this? The power of a country to control its own government. A state is comprised of 4 elements: government, territory, population, and sovereignty. あ、言えてない。Wait. Redo it. A state is comprised of 4 elements: government, territory, population, and sovereignty. 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 Wait.
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty か。Sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty. 難しいね。Sovereignty. Talks are being held about who should have sovereignty over the island. Over the island. The power or authority to rule. の方が分かりやすいか。あれ？How can I do this? できた。調子が悪い。Put this. Okay. Simply put. To put it easily. Simply put. Simply put ってないんだ。put になっちゃうね。Simply put. In simple terms か。の方がわかるかな。Okay. Simply put, comma, we just need to get everything done by the end of the day. Simply put. That can be a handy word. Phrase. Okay. Equal, nation, action. Those are fine. Okay, let's read through this sentence. One of the long-standing problems in international law is the notion of state sovereignty. The notion of state sovereignty, which is simply put, the idea that all states are equal, that one nation cannot dictate the actions of another. Okay, I can understand. I think the notion that one of the long-standing problems in international law is the notion of state sovereignty. State sovereignty っていうのがあるのか。Which is simply put, the idea that all states are equal and one nation cannot dictate the actions of another. Okay. equal, equally, equality, nation, the nation state, national. But what's the difference between state and nation? Is that the same? What's the difference between nation and state? National. Often used interchangeably, but they have distinct meanings in political sentence and international relations. Nation refers to a group of people who share common characteristics such as culture, language, history, ethnicity, or identity. Nations are often linked by a sense of belonging or a shared sense of community. Examples include the Kurdish nation, Navajo nation, Tamil nation. Never heard of this nation. State refers to a political entity which defined territorial boundaries, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to each into relations with other states. States have sovereignty and authority to govern their territory and people. Examples include the United States, France, or China. In summary, a nation is a cultural or ethnic community, while a state is a political entity recognized by other states and possessing defined territory and government. Some states encompass multiple nations, while some nations may not have their own state. わかりやすいね。Some states encompass multiple nations, while some nations may not have their own state. So nation is more ethnic wise and state is country. Okay. Because of this underlying concept, no universally accepted authority to enforce international law exists. Period. Countries can therefore choose not to follow international law or even to breach their treaties. Breach. I've learned this word before. Previous chapter. Concept. It's obvious that the politician had no concept of the US economy. Conceptually. Conceptually. Conceptually は言うかな。In a way that relates to ideas or principles. Conceptually. Okay. この方が分かりやすいかな。 Our method is conceptually simple and produces useful and easily readable maps. Conceptually, I knew this job would fit with the things that are important to me. He performed one of the most conceptually beautiful experiments of all time. この方がいいか。I understand what you're saying conceptually, but I'm having a hard time visualizing it. Conceptually. Universally. これはわかるね。Universal. Universality. Universe. Authority. Authority. Authority も一応書いとくか。Authority. Moral or legal right or ability to control. You should be careful about what you say to him because he has the authority to fire you. Authority. Authoritarianism. Authorize. Enforce. 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 To make people obey a law or to make a particular situation happen or be accepted. Force とは違うのか。How can international law be law if it cannot be enforced? What's the difference between enforce and force? In summary, enforce typically involves ensuring compliance with rules or laws using authority, while force refers to physical strength or coercion to achieve an outcome. Enforcement often involves the use of force. Force can also be used in other contexts outside of enforcement. Enforce means to compel or ensure compliance with a law. So, law-related enforce. It isn't always easy for the police to enforce speed limits. The new teacher had failed to enforce any sort of discipline. The army were called out to enforce the curfew. The new law was generally admitted to be difficult to enforce. It is the job of the inspectors to enforce compliance with the regulations. Hmm. What do you mean? To enforce speed limits. Give me some casual examples of the word enforce, please. The security guard had to enforce the non-smoking policy in the building. It's the teacher's job to enforce the classroom rules and maintain order. The police officer enforced the speed limit by pulling over drivers who were speeding. The referee enforced the rules of the game to ensure fair play. Parents often struggle to enforce bedtime rules with their children. I cannot pronounce properly. The company strictly enforced its dress code during business hours. The government is planning to enforce stricter regulations on pollution from factories. The bouncer enforced the club's age restriction policy at the entrance. The landlord enforced the noise ordinance by wearing treats at tenants who were being too loud. Camp counselors have to enforce safety guidelines to prevent accidents. これがいいかな。Okay. So it's close to the word enact, I think. And we did reach, right? Breach, to break a law, promise, agreement, or relationship. Okay. Let's go back. Enforce, exists, breach. Treaty. A written agreement between two or more countries, formally approved by and signed by their leaders. 条約ですね。The US has tax treaties with a number of countries. OK、これはいいかな。Okay, because of this underlying concept, underlying もよくわかってないな。Real but not immediately obvious. Real but not immediately obvious. Used to describe something on which something else is based. Wait, I'm not sure if I understand this word. Where is Japanese? 潜在的? There's no Japanese. There's no Japanese. Underline. Wait, how can I use this? Doesn't work. Let's see. Underline. Basic と一緒かな。Basic. Basic 一緒かな。Basic. So you can say what might be the underlying significance of these supposedly random acts? The price of the investment fell below the value of the underlying assets. Give me some casual examples of the word underlying. Oh. The underlying issue in their relationship was the lack of communication. The underlying cause of the problem turned out to be a faulty electrical connection. His anxiety was just an expression of deeper underlying insecurities. The underlying message of the movie was about the importance of family. Okay. It's not exactly basic. What does that mean? What does that word mean? We need to address the underlying factors contributing to poverty. There is an underlying tension between the two departments that needs to be resolved. The success of the project depended on understanding the underlying principles. The word underlying typically refers to something hidden or not immediately obvious but essential to understanding a situation or problem. It often refers to the fundamental or root cause of something or the basic principle behind it. Okay. Something hidden or not immediately obvious but essential to understanding the situation or problem. underline. Okay. Because of this underlying concept, no universally accepted. Wait. No universally accepted authority to enforce international law exists. Countries can therefore choose not to follow international law or even to breach their treaties. This sentence is difficult. Okay. No universally accepted authority to enforce international law exists. So, there is no universally accepted authority that can enforce international law. That's it? No universally accepted authority to enforce international law exists. Okay. But they don't breach it though. Normally. But this underlying concept is the notion of state sovereignty, which is simply put the idea that all states are equal and one nation cannot dictate the actions of another. Okay, I think I understand. Okay, last sentence. In addition, international disputes can be submitted to the International Court of Justice only by mutual consent of the parties and can still be vetoed if the dispute is in reaction to a permanent member of the Security Council. 難しい. In addition, international disputes can be submitted to the International Court of Justice only by mutual consent of the parties and can still be vetoed if the dispute is in reaction to, I don't know, not reaction, relation to permanent relation to a permanent member of the Security Council. Ooh. Let's see, one by one. In addition, international disputes. I know disputes. International dispute can be submitted. I think submit is not submit. I know this meaning, to give or offer something for a decision to be made by others. Wait, what? To give or offer something for a decision to be made by others. To allow another person or group to have power or authority over you or to accept something unwillingly. This is the one I don't know. Submit. To allow another person or group to have power or authority over you, or to accept something unwillingly. We protested about the changes for a long time, but in the end, we had to submit. Is it similar to the word surrender? What's the difference between submit and surrender? Submit and surrender are similar in that they both involve yielding or giving in to something, but they have slightly different connotations. Submit. This typically implies a voluntary act. 難しい。While there is some overlap in their meaning, submit often implies a more active or cooperative stance, while surrender suggests a more passive acceptance or acknowledgement of defeat. She decided to resign from the party rather than submit herself to the new rules. What's the synonym for submit in that context? Alright. In the context of voluntarily yielding to authority or complying with a request, synonym for submit could include comply, confirm, yield, obey. Submit and obey. I think they're similar. Submit and obey are similar meaning. Or an overlap in some contexts that they have slightly different connotations. And obey tends to emphasize strict adherence to commands or rules, whereas submit can imply a broader range of actions, including different with one F, compliance or acquiescence. That's hard. Okay, one more. My dad always submits to my mom. That's easy one. The word submissive is from submit. I see. Submission. submissively. My dogs are all very submissive. 書いておくか。submissive. Okay. Port はわかるかな。mutual.あ、これは出るんだ。of two or more people or groups feeling the same emotion or doing the same thing to or for each other. Mutual. Financial organization that is owned by its members rather than by shareholders. Mutual. まあこれかな。He doesn't like me, but it's fine because the feeling is mutual. What? He doesn't like me, but it's fine because the feeling is mutual. So it means I don't like him either. Rika and Bob were mutually attracted to each other, so the love wasn't one-sided. Rico and Bob were mutually attracted to each other, so the love wasn't one-sided. Yeah. Mutual concept of the parties. Party はわかるね。veto. An official power or right to refuse to accept or allow something. An official power or right to refuse to accept or allow something. Authority と一緒? It's a right to deny. To refuse to allow something. この方がわかりやすいか。To refuse. It's your birthday, so you can veto whatever venue we choose. How do you pronounce?
Veto.
Veto. Veto. Veto. Veto. Veto. Veto. Veto. Veto. You can veto whenever venue we choose. whatever venue we choose. Veto. The president has the power of veto over any bill that comes across his desk. In theory, the British government could use its veto to block this proposal. これも書いとくか。拒否権ね。Security Council. Okay. In addition, international disputes can be submitted to the International Court of Justice only by mutual consent of the parties and can still be vetoed if the dispute is in relation to a permanent member of the Security Council. Wait, it's still hard to understand. 国際紛争に関しては国連の国際司法裁判所に提訴できるが、これは当事国同士が同意した場合に限られ、安全保障理事会の常任理事国が紛争当事国である場合は What? In addition, international disputes can be submitted to the International Court of Justice only by mutual consent of the parties. ここまではわかる。And can still be vetoed. ここまでわかる。If the dispute is in relation to a permanent member. Permanent member. A permanent member of the Security Council. そうなんだ。それは知らなかった。リトレト。Okay. International disputes can be submitted to the International Court of Justice only by mutual consent of parties, and can still be vetoed if the dispute is in relation to a permanent member of the Security Council. Okay, I understand. Okay, let's review. Dictate. To give orders or tell someone exactly what they must do with total authority. Conduct means behavior. I wonder why her conduct at work has been so unprofessional lately. Conduct. Is it just level of form? Or what's the difference between conduct and behavior? Conduct and behavior are closely related terms, but they have some nuanced differences. In essence, conduct often implies a more deliberate or purposeful action, while behavior is a broader term that encompasses a range of actions and reactions in various contexts. Conduct. This term often refers to the way someone behaves in a particular situation or context, especially in terms of their actions. The manner or performance. It can also refer to the manner in which someone carries themselves or their actions in a specific role, such as professional conduct or conduct during an event. Are these interchangeable? Everyday language. Casual conversation, it's interchangeable. Formal or specific context, the choice between the two may depend on the nuances of the situation. For example, in professional settings or legal context, conduct may be preferred when referring to actions that are subject to specific rules, regulations, or standards. On the other hand, behavior may be used in a broader sense to describe actions or reactions in every situation. Okay. Okay. 終わりかな。So chapter 20 is completed. Nice. Okay. I did all chapters, 20 chapters. But in total, I have 40 chapters. So I can do chapter 21 in the next stream. And maybe I am gonna do it. Chapter 21 is about development studies. It's a little bit difficult, but I think it's easier than this chapter. Okay. Okay. So see you in the next Tuesday, 10 p.m. JST as usual. Yep. Thank you for watching. If you're interested, please subscribe my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Bye bye. See you in the next stream.